Recently, one of our viewers on our YouTube channel, known on Roll20 as StraightJacket, has been conversing with us, and we offered, because they've been so helpful with commenting on our videos, to help with some of their maps and to see if we could give them any pointers. And they sent a couple pieces. I gotta say, StraightJacket, this is awesome. I really love, except for the text up here, which if you've got GIMP or Photoshop or something, that's an easy thing to change. The use of the mapping tiles and everything from the various sets is just phenomenal. Good job. I just incredibly pleased to see how well you've done this. This is a treat. This is an awesome treat. And with that, let's get started. Again, thank you very much for letting me play with your map. So what I've done here is I'm doing a couple things. I wanted to show one other thing that we could do here. And this is one of our newest sets, not newest sets, one of our newer sets. The outside frame here is from Chronicles. And Chronicles is great to set a theme of a map. And if you get a chance to check it out, it's Old World Style, Set 7, Chronicles. And what the frame does is, if I can go up here, I'm going to turn off the frame. You can see how our map is kind of loose out here and everything. Well, what the frame does is it lets me put objects in underneath that map, and it just frames everything beautifully. Let's go to 40%, see what we got here. There we go, that's better. So now I can play with this whole edge underneath here and really kind of make it feel like the map goes off the edge. So one of the things I was doing is StraightJacket very nicely sent us some notes they had, and basically we're looking at this section right in here. Deep furrows mar the land across the whole region. With each thing has its own mini biome. So let's go with that. So we've already got this beautiful map going on, and what I've done is, I'm going to turn this off. Turn this off, 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 off. All I've done is, in here, the original map was a 10 by 12, and I actually added, imagine this as a picture frame. And if you've ever matted a picture or something, you normally go several inches out to give much more of an effect or dramatic effect to the piece. So what I did was I added a background, boop, and I wanted to head and add a frame, and I used two different things. I used the frame from Set 7 Chronicles for the inside, and for the outside I used the scroll edge from Set 5, Other Worlds. And then I did bring in a compass rose to add down here so that they could actually put a scale on if they'd like. And in this space, they could actually write some more notes about the land, maybe give populations for different tribal units and such. The other thing I did use, because I wasn't fond of the font, and that's nothing to the user, it's what you have available, I went ahead and put new banners over them. So I will take this in later into like Photoshop or GIMP. The one I did leave was things like Cary Fonds, Vermont Estate, Purdue, these smaller areas down here. For that font works fine. It's nice and straightforward, but in here I think we could do a little better. The other thing I added in, I'm going to zoom back out, is I added a tile layer, an object layer, and an object layer. And here you can see the snows just appeared. So taking a cue from their, the highlands are often packed with snow and sparse with trees. I thought, well, that's where we're going to start. Let's start with those areas. I've got three main areas right here with this. And I've brought in from Set 9 one of the tile sheets with mountain ranges and hills and with snow caps. So we're going to start there. Now this is one mountain, Mount Eclipse, which I think what we'll do is I'm going to replace that with one of these big guys. And when we come back, you'll see what I've done with that layer. Okay, sorry about that. I just got so much fun going in and working on this map, I just lost track of time. So let me show you what I did. So I went in, as it was described, scarring across the landscape. Well, if everything is divided pretty easily by geographical regions or topography, one thing that made sense was extending this line of mountains to go ahead and just keep pushing it up so that these lowlands here definitely defined as lowlands. One of the things the author also describes is having wyverns. Oh, gotta click in here. Having wyverns or drakes. So I added those up to this top, to the north. And I also added, instead of, I know they're not drakes, but we have a harpy icon. This will actually be available as a freebie we're going to have on the site. This responder also gets it before everybody else. So congratulations, StraightJacket. You get this before everybody else. So this will be a tile sheet that will be soon available on the website if it's not already by the time this video goes up. Some of the other things we added around Cary Farms, we added agricultural fields. We added little sheep. We figured because of the more fierce tribes to the north, we gave them more like cattle. And in fact, we can go ahead and duplicate that object. We'll add them. Maybe their herd is several hundred head. I mean, they've got wyverns and drakes to fend off. Over on the east side, we've kept that a little bit calmer, but because of the valley, we added in little windmills all along the edge. The author talks about the mountain ranges quickly become snowy and very little vegetation. Up here we just added some grasses. And down here in the Crone's Bog, we added a creepy tree. Gotta have a creepy tree in the Crone's Bog. Come on. Down here at the other castle, let's turn off banner so we can see. At Tenere Fortress, we added another little castle on top. I covered up one tower, but I think it still makes sense. And we added some harpies. You never know, might be a kind of design element the author will like. We have not done much down here in the Minwi Forest. You can see he's had a bunch of trees. All we've done at the moment is add a few trees here. We're going to zoom out again. But you can really see with using the Chronicles set how by going off the map edge, how expansive it feels. You want to see more. You want to see what's to the left, to the right, to the south, to the north. One other thing I forgot to mention also in our freebie set, we created tar pits some time ago, and I've included them here. I think I have a few more things to decorate, and you can see I'm just basically bouncing back and forth between about 4 different object layers and a tile layer, and it's just playing. So I'm going to play one more time, and I will see you when I get back. All right, in the final stretches here, we just added a few more minor things. Let me go ahead. I'm going to click on one of these. Click on so I can click off of that. That way I can turn that on. Down here, I've expanded with a few more of the trees interspersing, such as the original author had intended. I've added some trails. I've added another campsite. I've also added, we have one entrance here to the uplands. I have a second entrance here that I've added to some cliffs by the wyverns and drakes. Down here in the bog, I've added some cattails. And let's see, we're going to turn off the banner so I can see. In the lands of Old Terra, we've added some more ruins. And down here, anybody who's familiar with the set Tower Descent, you have a little surprise down here at the end, which means there's probably a sea down here. We've added a few more pieces just all over, just to kind of fill out the map. So now I'm going to go up here to the background, and it looks like I have some extraneous pieces that made it in there somehow. Don't know how. But I'm going to erase those, and we're going to save this out. I've taken all of the layers that we've worked on, and I've put them into one group. And so for right now, I'm going to go ahead and turn off those layers. I'm going to go up here to export as image. Oh, wait. I have to do one thing. I have to turn on the banners. There we go. Now we're going to export as image. We're going to go to our folder. And I have saved this one, so I'm going to save it there as that. Export, it's going to say it already exists. I just put added on. Export. Now, I'm going to turn on our frame and our compass rose. And I'm going to go in here and export this as an image. StraightJacket map. Frame and scroll edge. And I'm going to save a third version. And browse. I'm going to call it both layers. StraightJacket map both layers. And now everything's in here. And now I can save this. And at this point, I can use GIMP or Photoshop or Illustrator or whatever editing program. I can go in and I can re-put the font in here by saving that out as two different layers of the frame versus the map. If I'd like to, I can go into Photoshop and I can darken this, which is what I'm going to do. So I will have a picture at the end of this video to show you and to send to our original content creator. Thank you very much, StraightJacket, for helping us out with this and sending us a map to play with. We really appreciate it. See you guys soon in the next video.